Hello, I'm Nivra Jendra, and this is the Embodied Ayurveda podcast. Here, you receive high level, authentic, and comprehensive Ayurvedic and yogic insights so that you can truly level up your wellness practices and profession. Like and subscribe for more. If there's one concept you know of or you've heard about in Ayurveda, it's probably the doshas, the three functional or elemental energetics that govern all actions and functions in our mind body system, as well as in our environments. You've heard these words, vata, pitta, and kapha, being thrown about. Maybe you've even done a quiz to try and figure out your individual body constitution. It is the first concept that I teach in my certification program in depth because it's absolutely fundamental to Ayurvedic healthcare, personalized nutrition, disease prevention and management, overall self awareness. As usual, however, I don't leave you with just the superficial body type stuff, but bring you into the complexities and the nuances of this absolute fundamental. So, whether you're totally new to this or you needed the informed refresher, this is going to be the first part of a more 101 style series of episodes. It's a bit of a technical intro. Today, we will get into 1. What exactly are the doshas, these functional energetics? 2. Why are they relevant to your optimal wellness? 3. What are some confusions with regards to this concept? And 4, the purpose of learning each of these doshas very intimately. In a later episode, I will get into the actual details of the doshas. So this is not going to be a deep dive into each of the 3 doshas, but really, what are they? Why do we need to know about them? What's the importance? So Ayurveda, similar to some other traditional forms of medicines, understands that we are all elemental beings. This means that the subtlest and minutest part of us can be categorized into distinct elements. Pancha Mahabhutas, 5 major elements. Everything, in fact, in the material and physical realm is composed of these 5 fundamental building blocks. All aspects of the physical universe are made up of different combinations of these 5 major elements. At its essence, this whole world is nothing but a play of these 5 elements infused with the animating spirit of cosmic intelligence. And we as individuals are microcosms in and of ourselves, expressing these larger universal patterns. What are these elements? From subtlest to most dense, manifesting sequentially, we have space, air, fire, water, and earth. One way of imagining or conceptualizing these particles, these unique particles, are that they all vibrate at their own very specific frequencies, differentiating themselves in terms of density. All things are made up of these 5 elements, and each of these 5 elements have their own very unique, specific qualities and features. Each of us has a unique makeup of these 5 elements. But today we're talking about doshas, not the 5 elements, right? Well, the 5 elements tend to group up into these 3 fundamental energies that govern all functions of the body. So instead of studying each of these 5 elements, we're going to focus our attention on the 3 fundamental energies or energetics, the 3 doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha. Vata is a combination of the space and the air elements. Pitta is a combination of the fire and water elements. And kapha is a combination of the water and earth elements. Vata is the energy of movement, transportation, fluctuation. It is understood as this active and creative wind type energy flowing through us. Pitta is the hot energy of conversion and digestion. It's understood as a fiery, intelligent, sharp, transformative energy. And kapha is the energy of structure and lubrication. It's understood as a heavy, nurturing, grounding earth energy. Now, this is important. You are made up of all three doshas, but in a combination and ratio that is unique to you. Usually, one or two of these doshas will be more dominant, prominent within you. This is your unique elemental blueprint. We call this your prakriti, set from the time of conception till you die. This is at the core of who you are, how you behave, your emotional characteristics, how your physical form is expressed, your unique patterns of energy. Though the underlying structure of your prakriti remains a fixed, essential individuality specific to you, your doshas are constantly being bombarded by numerous forces. You as a whole, changes in your age, your external environments, the changes in weather and seasons, endlessly shifting thoughts, feelings, emotions, the type of food you eat, stressors, sleep, all disturb and affect your doshic balance. So depending on the type of changes, depending on your unique underlying prakriti constitution, various ailments and issues may develop. You can understand this as an alteration in the body's inner ecology. These fluctuations upset one's balance, creating subtle biochemical changes that ultimately lead to disease. And if you think it's always easy to figure out your unique blueprint, you'll be surprised. After years of sickness and confusion in the body, it's often hard to separate what is at your core versus what is actually an aggravation. Plus, you do have all three doshas present in you. So it's sometimes difficult to differentiate what is an expression of me in this particular context or season versus what are the more definitive and leading parts of me or you. Learning this is a gorgeous, gorgeous process of self-inquiry. I mean, this is really at the heart of what I do. I try and move you through, teach you. So too, if it wasn't already obvious, why are the doshas relevant to you? Because all of the functions within your mind-body system are governed by these three doshas. I mean all, your nervous system, your metabolic strength, your hormonal cycles, your immune strength, your allergies, your temperament even, your affinities and patterns. I can go on and on. Health depends on maintaining an equilibrium of your unique proportion of doshas. This balance is the natural order of things, whereas imbalance and aggravations provoke and reflect disorder and disease. When you understand how these three doshas express themselves within you, the particular actions that they govern within your body, where they tend to be located, you will see yourself in an entirely new light. A whole new realm of knowing and insight will live within you about why you tend to specific types of issues and how to identify what is off balance. Only then can you practically apply suitable protocols to keep yourself more balanced, more resilient, more peaceful. What is interesting is that a lot of these necessary adjustments occur naturally within our bodies, automatically, due to these incredible wisdom and intelligences we already have within us. But a lot does demand conscious choice. We have to work through the fluctuating three doshas within us, taking action to either increase or decrease vata, pitta, or kapha, depending on the context and the imbalance, which requires moment-to-moment awareness, consciousness, action, and healing. 3, the main confusions that I've identified when it comes to the doshas is this modern day obsession over categorizing oneself within a particular prakriti box without actually those deeper layers of insights. Because one, regardless of your unique doshic makeup, if you follow some general Ayurvedic protocols gently, daily, you will find that you need to outsource your health less and less. Two, the dosha that is off balance and aggravated within you is the one that needs tending to. And that can sometimes be totally different from your prakriti, from your constitution. Three, depending on the time of the day, season, where you're at in your life, different doshas become more alive and awakened, which can also add some confusion with self-identifying or correctly self-prescribing. The only way out of this confusion is to study each dosha, even each of the elements actually, understand their qualities, receive coaching around which dosha is at your essence versus a temporary or chronic disturbance, and receive help from a practitioner or a doctor who can tend to all of you in a deep-rooted way. And now this last point I absolutely love. Understanding the doshas extends to beyond just your personal self. This is key. It extends to how you understand people's behaviors around you, especially loved ones, your partner, your colleagues, clients. Why do they behave the way they do? From a truly holistic and comprehensive lens. When you can identify and observe the dance of doshas around you, you will understand why your loved ones are prone to certain types of patterns, preferences, tics, habits. You're going to have more compassion for why they act the way they do. When you understand their functional energetics, you can show up for them with more awareness, empathy, and wisdom. You'll also understand the mind-body, gut-brain, tissue nervous system, breath and sense organ relationship with more clarity. And utilize this to level up the holistic practices you have already established. Developing intimacy with the doshas helps you to navigate transitions in the seasons and the days with more ease. When you know, for example, that fall is a season of vata, so vata's expressions are heightened, remember that's the energetic of air, of movement, of lightness. You're going to observe how your own mood, your own temperament, your internal weather patterns reflect those expressions of vata. Maybe you have more susceptibility to lightheadedness, to insomnia, dry skin, anxiety. You will proactively integrate protocols that balance out the vata dosha so as to maintain your internal equilibrium. This type of foresight will save you from so much unnecessary tension, uneasiness, and confusion. So there it is, a brief intro into the three functional energetics, vata, pitta, and kapha, their relevance, why learning them comprehensively can absolutely transform your life, and some confusions that may come up, and how their relevance extends to beyond just you, but to your relationships and discernment too. And if you're like me, you like going all the way with these fundamentals, integrating and applying it into your personal and professional life, you can really see how it would absolutely change how you guide and you care for your people. Please reach out to me. This is what I do. I bring you in. I call you in. Check out my Embodied Ayurveda certification program. Apply, message me. It is my absolute pleasure to connect with curious and compassionate folks like you. I'm sending you so much love. Leave a review, subscribe. I am Niv. This podcast is presented to you by Your Health Compass. Goodbye.